Now it's getting serious. The British government is preparing trade for a hard Brexit. That could lead to failures for wine growers and food producers as early as Christmas business. And the German automotive industry also reckons with immense costs in this case. Imagine, Christmas and a hard Brexit are just around the corner. For vintners, farmers and fruit producers, a horror concept. Wine, cheese, butter or pork. Great Britain is an important market for these and many other products from Germany. But December could get chaotic for exports to the island. Because the final exit from the EU at the end of the year comes to the corona crisis as well, which is worsening every day. Many other local industries would also be hit hard by a no-deal scenario. Yet, it is not that far. But the British Cabinet Secretary Michael Gove has already written a letter for 200,000 companies that work with EU companies. Make no mistake, there are changes in just 75 days and the clock is ticking for companies, the letter says. Now everyone must work together and take advantage of the new opportunities offered by an independent trade nation with control over its borders, territorial waters and laws. This was preceded by another verbal escalation between the British government and the EU at the weekend. Prime Minister Boris Johnson had set an ultimatum for a trade deal that expired on Friday. He then declared that further negotiations would be pointless in order to open the door again at the same time. Unless the EU moves on fundamental issues, was the phrase there. On Monday afternoon, the two negotiators Michel Barnier and David Frost talked to each other again on the phone. Barnier is said to have kept the entire week free for talks. Meanwhile, the British Chamber of Commerce complained bitterly about the lack of preparation for a so-called no-deal Brexit. Given the resurgence of the pandemic and tightened restrictions, it is no wonder companies are struggling to prepare for the next few weeks, said Adam Marshall, Director General of the Chamber. The companies are tired of being confronted with ever new cliffs and deadlines, while the challenges of the pandemic are increasing. Great Britain has extremely high numbers of infections. The government is increasing restrictions on citizens and businesses almost daily. Marshall calls for an early deal to create clarity for the companies. The local industrial umbrella organization BDI and sister organizations from Italy and France describe what threatens if it does not come to that in a joint declaration. Customs controls, bureaucracy, delays, blockades, outsourcing and much more. The future regulations for exports to the United Kingdom from the continent, which is one of Germany's most important trading partners, are still completely open. The total volume of exports from January to August was 42.4 billion euros. That is already 20% less than last year. Corona in conjunction with a no-deal Brexit could bring an even deeper slump. Supply chains can break in many industries. Car manufacturers and suppliers are particularly sensitive in this country. They have more than 100 locations in the UK. And the teeth are very tight there. Powertrain components, for example, often cross the English Channel several times before they are installed in vehicles. The automotive lobby VDA draws attention to the fact that a no-deal Brexit could result in additional costs of up to 110 billion euros in the European sector. And that at a moment when the situation is already extremely critical for the vehicle manufacturers. Great Britain is not just a production location, but is still the largest export markets for German car manufacturers. But between January and August, export there, with a good 223,000 cars, almost halved compared to the previous year. The British are extremely important for the now rapidly growing market for e-cars. Hence the urgent appeal by VDA President Hildegard Müller. The automotive industry needs an agreement that enables trade without tariffs and quotas. For the industry, however, things can get tight by Christmas. Great Britain imports wine and many other specialties from France, Italy and Germany. Fears growing in the industry that conditions in the UK could be even more chaotic than in spring in the coming weeks, with panic buying and empty shelves. Natasha Linhardt, head of the Italian food wholesaler Atlante, points out that British traders have little storage capacity and therefore cannot build up stocks. Supply bottlenecks could result from a combination of Brexit, COVID, and Christmas. One of their biggest concerns is that trucks will no longer come back from the UK in time to ensure continuous supplies. This could also soon become a problem for German food producers. The leading economic research institute are pessimistic in their recently published autumn report about this. They assume that it will no longer be possible to conclude a trade agreement with the EU before the transitional regulation expires. But at least they expect that pragmatic regulations prevent a collapse in economic transactions. And before someone starts up with that again and saying, Germany, 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 why is he talking so much about Germany? The headline of my channel is A German Eye on European Politics. Of course, I'm talking here from a German point of view about all the topics I'm talking. You have to get used to this on this channel. But if you now still want to know more about European or global politics, YouTube has chosen another of my videos right here for you on the end screen, right next to your chance to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in my next video. Click and enjoy. Viel Spaß!